All right, so welcome back. As you can see from the title of the video, this is a continuation of a video that I posted almost 2 years ago now. Life had gotten in the way for me and I wasn't able to follow up with that a lot sooner, but I recently had some free time and was able to do so. So we're predominantly here going to be talking about footage I made recently over this last weekend, of me kind of trying out that grip I demonstrated in the original Kampilan video, where I'm wearing sparring gear. It's going to be HEMA sparring gear, but it's going to be sparring gear that I'm going to be utilizing in the near future, very, very near future. So look out for that. Very near future, sparring with a lot of more Filipino weapons. I do want to, before we get into it though, I do want to address the trainer I was using, Purple Heart Armory. Great company. I have been a loyal customer of theirs for years. Awesome products if you are into the historical martial arts and you need trainers, sparring gear, the whole thing. Great place, great resource. That said, the trainer I'm using, great trainer, awesome. I'm gonna highlight a point though. So this is the Kampilan trainer that I'm using in the video, and this is the Purple Heart Armory one, right? Now, for those of you that own antique Kampilan or like authentic replicas or whatever, and you do get one of these, I will kind of caveat that it's much lighter than the real sword itself, right? It's a synthetic. It's made out of kind of like a durable HDPE kind of material. It's going to be lighter than the actual sword, but okay. But the real problem, and this is kind of addressing Purple Heart. So let's look at this grip here. Let me pull out my replica Kampilan by comparison, the one I had in the original video, right? And no offense, this is the most awkward turtle thing I've ever seen. Knowing that this is kind of the shape configuration. And if you remember from the original video, the true edge will align with this side of the grip. The false edge is with this side of the grip. So when you're wielding the sword, this sweep is going to be on this side of your hand, right? Not like this, which you would look at it and not being familiar with the sword and not really looking at the blade design, you would think that's how you would grip it, but no. My suspicion is that maybe is what was going on with Purple Heart. They were probably like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but this is what you would do. And that makes that kind of weird. Though going back to the original video, I posited a grip that was more like this and not like this, right? And this could be a reason for this strange 90-degree mouth. I don't know what they were basing it off of, but anyway, like instead of this, the original video I was postulating you do this, right? Yeah, this 90-degree protrusion kind of does help a little bit with that, but it's kind of too bad because I really want, in my trainer, I really want kind of a more authentic experience, something that's a little bit more true to kind of your original design, right? And you know, this isn't to say that Purple Heart has bad designs and they don't stick to historicity or anything, because I have had past videos where I've actually praised them on being really close and sticking really true as close as they could in their synthetic non-European swords in shape. And an example of that, I think I still have the video posted up, but an example of that was talking about this. This is their this is kind of an older generation Kopesh trainer, right? And this is almost 1-for-1 in shape and silhouette of the King Tut Kopesh that was excavated from his tomb. So it's not like Purple Heart has. It's not like they're like, you know, they're being anachronistic about anything. No, for the most part, I actually argue they're really, really good. What I'm pointing out is with the Kampilan, it's too much. It's just a shame that you have this weird kind of configuration here, knowing that they have a track record of kind of authentic silhouettes. So for your future Kampilans, which I might invest more into Purple Heart, just take note of that. It's an easy modification. Other than that, it's a lovely trainer. It's awesome. It's great. Let's get to the video. All right. Now, again, I'm trying to experiment with the grip whilst wearing, pardon me, sparring gear, specifically the gloves for synthetic. Okay, so I wasn't using like Spez heavies or anything, because they're not steel. Although I'm sure you could use Spez heavies. Maybe that'd be an experiment. But the idea here is to really see the movement. So let's get started. All right. All right, there I am suiting up. All right, there's the Kampilan. You get some more love there. All right. Yeah, no, we don't want that. We want this. Yep, just like I was talking about before. Kind of like I was saying, that spike kind of does help out with that, but all right. So I'm kind of reappropriating here the basic 4 strikes of Pakiti Tertia Kali, right? So you get 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Now I'm throwing in some horizontals. Now I'm kind of going into kind of postures and stuff like that and just kind of experimenting, you know, whatever, right? All right, so one more thing. What am I about to show? Okay. All right, now I'm showing striking on a target. I'm going really light on that pull because I didn't know if we were allowed to do that at this venue. So I just kind of did it very gently, gingerly. I'm really showing technique. And I want you to note the pivot step. That's kind of pivot steps I've kind of added into. Oh, and there's some, whatever. Yeah, you can do an embellishing either way. It's just an experiment. But yeah, those pivot steps, those are reappropriations as well, or integrations, I should say, from my longtime experience in Villebrel Kali. So a lot of those, so the strikes are kind of PTK. The pivot, bodywork, and footwork, that's just basic pivoting footwork from another Kali style. And what I'm really trying to get here is not use one style, but like try to integrate a lot of styles that could help us understand how these traditional weapons worked with styles that seem to be, if not ancient, because that's kind of pushing it, quite frankly, but like, if not quite ancient, classical styles is how I would kind of phrase it. Although I'm sure a lot of people would have a better phrasing of that. They might disagree with that. Absolutely feel free to like talk about that in the comments below or what have you. But yeah, essentially that's it. I think it's a very promising thing. The next step would be to spar with it, that kind of grip, and see how that fares. But that's all for now. Later.